performance?
Oh, my goodness. Why is politics on your mind, Stephen A? Someone endorse you? James Harden had 28 points and 8 assists in an outstanding bounce-back performance, while Kawhi Leonard had 27 points, and the Clippers forced a 7th game in their first-round NBA playoff series victory over the Denver Nuggets Thursday night. Harden played a team-high 47 minutes. Talked about it after the game.
I know it's late, but you did play 47 minutes. There was a yawn in there. Get some energy.
Tired.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You got another 47, 48 in Denver? Or is it?
Yeah, have to. Like, it is what it is. I miss a part of it. So, whatever the team needs, 47, 48, overtime, whatever. I'm willing to do it.
All right, looking forward, Harden hasn't had much success in Game 7s recently, losing 3 of his last 4. In his last 4 Game 7s, he's shooting just 33% and 15% from 3, while averaging over 4 turnovers per game. All right, Joe, Will, here's what I want to know from you. What's on the line for Harden in Game 7?
I mean, everybody in basketball has talked about this season for the Clippers and how they're underrated and how they have a legitimate chance to be there when it matters. Kawhi Leonard is healthy. He's putting up incredible numbers. Norman Powell is playing at a high level. I mean, Zubac, the way he's defending, the way he defended the Joker the other night, not allowing the Joker to dislodge him in the third and fourth quarter, I thought was tremendous defense. The last game I have in my brain, Game 7 for James Harden, was in that game recently versus Boston 2023, 9 points on 3 of 11 field goals in 41 minutes. He was a minus 30. A minus 30. That's hard to do. His impact on the game is obviously his ability to create. When you give him some size and he can get into the line, he's the one that creates shots for Norman Powell. I think this is a massive opportunity for James Harden to continue to lead a team that has a legitimate chance to be there when it's there. All the other pieces matter, but we all know the way this team plays is the way James Harden steps up in Game 7. So I think there's a lot. It's never going to affect I think it's a chance to alter how we talk about him in the postseason. Nobody questions how prolific he is offensively. Nobody questions his ability to knock down shots and how he's innovative. But you do question his performance in the playoffs. It's a chance to start changing that narrative.
Go ahead, Wendy.
Molly, I could write a book about this playoff series. There's so much stuff going on. You've got, the Nuggets are playing a Game 7 at home. I'd like to remind you, last year they blew a Game 7 at home. I think they could have maybe beaten the Celtics last year. The Celtics were 0-2 against the Nuggets last year. They blew Game 7 at home. You've got an interim coach. You got Russell Westbrook. You know what comes along with him playing against the team that gave up on him. You got Jamal Murray, who's got this incredible history of delivering in the playoffs. That's just on one side. The other side, you've got Kawhi Leonard coming off of this injury, working so hard to get himself to this position. You've got the Clippers who lost Paul George, were left for dead, retrofitting their team, making this run. You've got Jeff Van Gundy coming back and helping this in a resurgence of his coaching career. You got Norm Powell playing the best season of his career in his 30s. I could keep going on other stuff. Zubac playing great defense, making a name for himself. Harden is the most fascinating one. Harden in Game 7 is the most fascinating one. And even last night, as great as he played in that game, he was awesome. Down the stretch, he made a couple of just unbelievable turnovers that almost cost the Clippers the game. The Harden story is underrated because of how complex it is. And my gosh, what an opportunity, what a moment. He's not going to do it himself. This is definitely team versus team. But Harden, by the way, Harden laid a dud in Game 5 there. He was terrible in Game 5. James Harden has an amazing moment at this time in his career. And by the way, he's going to be a free agent to get paid. Oh, so interesting in this series.
Let me say this. Based on his level of production and his dependability this year with the Clippers, with Ty Lue there, with Jeff Van Gundy there, James Harden deserves to be paid. Let's get that out the way right now. He's earned it. But this Game 7, this ain't about the Clippers. This is about him. I was sitting courtside last night. I'm here at the game. Kawhi Leonard looks great, y'all. I got to give props where props is due. He looks damn good. I'm a huge fan of Norman Powell. Always have been. By the way, had the pleasure of meeting his wonderful mama last night. She's at the game. Introduced herself to me. Very nice lady. This guy, James Harden, In his last 3 Game 7s, the record is 1-2. It's 16 points per game on 28% shooting from the field, on 15% from three-point range. Regardless of his greatness, Hall of Fame greatness, by the way, we know what he did in that series against San Antonio years ago. We know how he performed in that Game 7 against Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. We've seen several situations. We saw him in Philly against Boston, Game 6 and 7. Can't even bring that up to Doc Rivers. I mean, you see stuff like that. There are too many instances where this very moment that he's about to face tomorrow night is where he showed up much smaller than he is. James Harden is special. That brother can ball. We know it, but you got to show up tomorrow night. The Clippers will not win this game in Denver if James Harden doesn't show.
All right, let's get into the other LA team when we come back after this quick commercial break. The Lakers with a crush
for a year. Yep. It also doesn't have to be a player whose team was in this year's playoffs. That's worth a reminder. Current team highest scoring average in the playoffs. Having thrown that into the mix.
Oh, you just completely
what
rattled me. That rattled me.
Felt like I was so confident.
All right, well, I got to stick with what I have now because that little nuance completely rattled me, but I'm staying with it. I think he did it last night. Yep. Moved ahead of the guy that was currently leading the team. So I'm going to go with Jalen Brunson because he moved right behind Bernard King.
Yeah, I think this is Jalen Brunson because I think this is team obvious for Himbo. He loves doing these type of things. Off really big games, he makes you think it's not the thing that it really is. That's very much a Himbo strategy.
The answer is Jalen Brunson. That is correct by just an eyelash.
Barely got past.
He averages 30.5 in 30 playoff games. Next on the list, Luka Doncic. Yep. So in his first year, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. So you've got both of those guys whose teams didn't make the playoffs, which I was trying to throw you in that direction, but I wasn't able to do it. Congratulations, you got it right. Let's do a wake-up call. It was an unbelievable finish in Detroit last night, and Mike Breen was the right man for the job.
Down to 12 seconds. Brunson holding. Knicks trying to wait till the end. Brunson puts up a three. Bang! Bang! Jalen Brunson hits the three with 4.3 remaining. And the Pistons call timeout.
It was really astonishing, and this was an unbelievable series. Anyone who didn't watch these games closely, every one of them was riveting. The 3 games hosted by the Pistons were all won by the Knicks by a combined total of 6 points. In those 3 games in Detroit, Jalen Brunson had 23 points in clutch time, which was 1 less than the entire Pistons team had combined. The Knicks were plus 16 in clutch time in Detroit. It was a remarkable series, going all the way back to game 1, where the Pistons were in control, and then the Knicks went on that absolutely crazy run. So we're trying to put, Windy, we're trying to put it into context. I said it in an essay that I did here earlier this week. Jalen Brunson, he's clutch. That's not just a phrase. It's not just an award. It is something that you have to actually watch, even on nights that he's not, doesn't seem to have it. And last night he was brilliant the whole game. Even on nights he doesn't have it, he goes nuts in the fourth quarter. What are the right things to say about his place in the...
I should bring him in the 7th, because part of the reason why Brunson has so many points is because it's all the Knicks go to, and it's one down the stretch of this game. Karl Towns fouls out of this game, which is painful, I don't think he is, but also recognize that great teams don't have so much need for so much clutch play.
What would you say, Legs? I mean, the clutch factor in this is fascinating.
It is. Look, what goes into that? The skill, obviously, to be a guy that is regarded in this strength. It's footwork, it's balance. And then the biggest factor, he was built for this. And you saw that going all the way back to college. In those spots is off the charts. And he still has the stamina and the IQ to get the shot he wants in that moment. And by the way, sometimes that requires a pass as well, and he's capable of doing that.
Chim Nick đứa nào ấy? Là em có cái gì đâu. Xin chào cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Hôm nay mình sẽ dùng, hôm nay dụng cụ mình có là hạt vòng màu hoặc trắng và màu vàng. Em dây sỏi nha, bây giờ mình sẽ lại làm nhé. Nào mày đưa sang đây chị like cho à?
Vừa làm.
Đúng rồi.
Vui được, khoe nó cái nước bạn nó sợ này.
Chó nó xem á. Bạn bè chả có.
Mà nhìn xem cái làng ai cũng lúc là như năm S Media rồi. Đi ra ngoài xem
bạc sáng.
cả cái là cái xã này luôn nữa. Xã này chả có YouTuber nào nổi tiếng cả. Lên được có đấy.
Ở đâu?
Ở bên kia, ở trên đầu người dung.
Ta không biết.
Trên 5 mét kia nó có nước vàng vậy.
Không.
Có nước vàng.
Có nước bạc không?
Nước bạc chỉ là đi dòng hàng khoe chỉ stick thì là chân.
Nước kim cương á.
Để nhắm vừa.
12 ly à?
Con nói đấy. Em này dính xuống sơn đó chị rồi.
Đâu?
Con này rồi.
Điên à?
Thật. Mày bị điên à, nghĩa này.
Người trong sơn đấy.
Cứu. Ảo vậy?
Đâu để tao check xem.
Đi. Sao con lại ơi. Làm gì không ra cho người này.
Người Sóc Sơn.
Dạ mới biết.
Bác trưởng.
Chiếc xe con này nó nói nó anti, nó nói gato với đứa trên mở tiếng cái giọng cửa gì ạ.
Mày điên à, nhưng mà nó là TikTok chứ nó không phải là nút bạc YouTube đâu.
Mày lên mà tra YouTube. TikTok này ta được 1 triệu lượt TikTok bút rồi. YouTube của mày.
Có nhưng mà biết được nó đủ nhận nút bạc chứ.
Có đâu.
Đâu để tao
làm được video sàn thấy chỉ có bên TikTok hành nó lướt thôi.
Đâu rồi.
Lướt thôi. Chị Quỳnh lên chặn nó luôn. Ông biết kịch rồi.